Yo, what up, it's Don.
Samuel here.
Soul Brothers back up in it. Quick versus video for you guys. The Greek Freak 1, we're going to put that head to head with the Kyrie 5.
Or heel to heel, I guess.
Or heel to heel. The Kyrie 6 is leaking. It's coming soon. So we thought we'd put it toe to toe or heel to heel. 2 Nike shoes. Links are below if you do want to cop.
Yes.
Both of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually just saw this colorway at the outlets.
Oh.
This is the taco colorway, which was somewhat limited, right?
Oh, bad. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's a wild colorway.
Yeah.
But it's a good shoe.
$100 plus 20% off, you said, right?
Yep.
That's great. But anyways, let's get it started off with the Tracciones. You guys already know the Kyrie 5 is very iffy on each colorway. So the taco colorway, never broken, never got good. I got this gum colorway from my Nike ID. At first it sucked, but obviously, yeah, it has a really long breaking period, but it did get really good. So, like on a clean court, very good bite. You have that outsole curvature, which looks great, just keeps you on your toes. It does pick up a little bit of dust, but really easy to wipe off. And outdoor use should be okay, but these nubs, actually no, outdoor use is not recommended.
Pretty soft.
Yeah, pretty soft rubber, especially with these little soft ass lines. So I mean, traction was great, just be careful of which colorway you get.
Yeah, there's really only actually there's a few colorways out now of the Zoom Freaks, but this colorway, the one we tested, is solid with a little bit of translucent, and it's inconsistent.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, it picks up dust. You can see it's super dirty.
Yeah. On a clean court, it's good though.
Yeah, on a clean court, it's good, but it is susceptible to dust. Not the hardest wipe. You just give it a couple wipes, you're good to go. But it's going to pick up some more dust. So, also outdoor use is pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty hard rubber, probably a better option for outdoor use.
I mean, only in the translucent parts.
Yeah,
the white part is actually really soft, and I have some rubber like peeling off here in the heel.
Right, but which one would you say is better for outdoor use?
Oof. Yeah, I'd probably say the Zoom Freak, just by a little bit because of the translucent part, but other than that, pretty much a tie.
But overall,
the Kyrie 5, because the dust is a little bit better. If you're playing on a clean court, they're both really good. Dusty setting, Kyrie 5 is a little better. Durability, I'd say Zoom Freak is just a tad bit better because of the translucent parts, but the white part probably it doesn't seem good there. So Kyrie 5 for the slight win if you're playing on indoor court.
Okay, moving on to cushion. They're both not great, right?
Oh yeah, they're trash. They're pretty trash, especially in the heel. Nothing in the heel, and I like a little bit of heel compression, dude. I like, especially for hard impacts, I like that. But they're very stiff in the heel. Court feel, I'd say it's around the same. You do have the Zoom Turbo in the Kyrie 5, which feels great. I love that Zoom Turbo, and it's like it encompasses the entire forefoot. I love that,
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy how it wraps around. It's almost even curved a little bit with the whole forefoot, which is cool.
Yeah, so just because of that Zoom unit, I did need to break it in just a little bit to be able to feel it. But once I broke it in, I could feel it really well. So just because of that, Kyrie 5 for the win.
Okay, moving on to the upper / materials. Both aren't incredible.
Yeah.
You have an EM in the Kyrie.
Yeah.
And what is this in the, it's just, are they calling this an EM?
I think they're calling it like some type of mesh. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like a textile mesh.
Yeah.
With some, you can see it's kind of backed by another underlayer. But yeah, nothing spectacular.
Yeah, so in the toe area, the Kyrie 5 is definitely thicker. So the Zoom Freak feels more minimal on foot. Also a little bit softer. The Kyrie 5 is really stiff at first, like really, really stiff. It feels glued down, like very fusey and stuff. But once you break it in, it gets a lot softer. The Zoom Freak is good right out the box with the materials and a lot thinner. Also, I really like the tongue. The tongue is so much nicer. Like it has a really nice padding, so it feels very comfortable and very nice on foot. The Kyrie has a little bit of padding, but it's not as thick. And also, I guess more in the ankle area. The Kyrie 5 seems to have a lot more padding here in this area.
Yeah.
The Zoom Freak is a lot more minimal. It just feels a lot thinner here in this area.
Yeah, the Kyrie 5 is a little more robust and stiffer and probably be more supportive.
Yeah.
Right? Just materials wise.
Yeah. So, of course, you have this fly trap strap, which really kind of is a gimmick. Besides the fly wire here on the lateral side. What materials do I like better? On foot, I like the Zoom Freaks because it's thinner, it's more minimal, It's softer, and I like the tongue a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want the more quality materials, the EM in the Kyrie 5 feels a little bit more like, it looks a little bit more, I guess, premium and feels better in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Fit.
Fit go true to size for both of the shoes. I mean, they both fit pretty similarly. Slightly narrow and pretty tight in the toe area. I'll say they're both pretty tight in the toe area. So if you have a wide foot, probably go up half a size. If you have a narrow / normal width foot, or just a normal size foot, you should be good to go. For going true to size.
Mm-hmm.
And then also putting them on, I'd say the Zoom Freak is a lot easier because look at how much the Zoom Freak. Look at how much the tongue opens up in the Zoom Freak. Basically halfway, so super easy to just slide your foot in. The Kyrie 5, you can't really do that as much because the fly trap strap just prevents the tongue from opening up, and it's I guess like mid / high, so that doesn't help. You do have this heel tab, but it's still pretty hard to put on. So there's that.
Okay, support and lockdown?
Support and lockdown, really good in both the shoes. If I'm really nitpicking, I'd say the Kyrie 5 is a little bit better and a little bit more supportive. But I mean, I think only notice it if you're like 250 pounds plus.
Yeah.
Like really shifty.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, yeah, I basically tied up. Lateral containment's really good. If you want something on your ankle though, like a little bit of ankle restriction, then you'll get some of that in the Kyrie 5. But the Zoom Freak, you have a little bit of an outrigger, pretty low to the ground, you're laterally stable, so I was fine with the Zoom Freaks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess tied up, but if you're really heavy, and if I'm nitpicking, Kyrie 5 for the slight win.
Right.
Let's move on. I guess we'll touch on heel to toe transition a little bit.
Right.
I guess they're both good. I mean, you have a little bit of a rounded shape here in the heel area in both of the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not super clunky, and then you have a nice curve upwards here in the toe area for both of them. So they both feel good for heel to toe transition.
Right.
What do you think is heavier?
Kyrie's.
What the hell are you thinking?
Kyrie's gotta be, right?
13.23. No, I think the Zoom Freak is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
13.23 and 11.08.
Oh.
Yeah.
So a little lighter.
Yeah, so like 2 ounces. No, that's actually a lot lighter.
Yeah.
The Zoom Freak feels a lot more minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kyrie 5, there's just a whole bunch of shit on your foot. Also really stiff in the midsole area. Like, look at that.
Yeah, it's
really,
a tank.
It's really hard to like bend it. Like really hard. The Zoom Freak feels, look at that.
Yeah.
So it feels more minimal, more fluid. This, yeah, like Donnie Boy described it, it feels like a tank, a lot more rigid. You really also have to break it in a lot. So if you want the more flexible / I guess more fluid shoe, go with the Zoom Freaks, and more minimal shoe.
Mm-hmm.
The Kyrie 5 just feels more tanky and a little bit more robust. So, and also a lot bulkier and heavier.
Right.
So, yeah.
Stepping comfort.
Zoom Freak is not very comfortable. Kyrie 5 not very comfortable, but besides the Zoom Turbo, so Kyrie 5 for the win there for casual use.
Right, and then break-in time.
Zoom Freak is pretty much good right out the box. Besides the traction, you need to break it in for like a day. The Kyrie 5 you need to break in the entire shoe, like materials, cushion, and the traction for like a freaking week.
Right.
Before it gets good. So Zoom Freak is better in break-in time.
Okay, durability. I would say the Kyries are just.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just tanks,
especially
man.
the material too.
Yeah. So there's that ventilation.
Zoom Freak's a little bit cooler.
Yeah. Aesthetics.
I would lean toward the Kyrie 5 just a little bit. But I mean, like I tied up.
Yeah, I would tie it. I don't really like either of them, but let us know what you guys think.
Exactly.
But wrapping things up.
Yeah, so the Kyrie 5 is $130, and then the Zoom Freak is $120, so $10 price difference, pretty much the same. I don't know, man. There's things I don't like about both of the shoes, and there's things I do like about both of the shoes, right? Yeah. So the few things I do like is that the Zoom Freak is minimal and light, and and all that good stuff. And that's about it. But traction, I'd say the Kyrie 5 is better, cushion's better, and that's about it too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it just feels really stiff and like doesn't feel as fluid as the Zoom Freak, and I really like that. So I mean, and also the traction isn't really good as far as like on dust in the Zoom Freak. So there's like stuff I don't like. So I wouldn't put either of these shoes in like my rotation, like versus like the really good shoes that are out right now. So yeah, I mean, I would tie it up. I can't really say which one's better. Like I would pick either of these shoes for a different day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So take into account what category each shoe had won in, and like and what's important to you and what you want in a basketball shoe, and pick the shoe that you want to buy accordingly. But for me, I tied up.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, Soul Brothers. We'll catch you in the next one later.
Peace.